Oh boy, and cue the redundancy. We are 3 movies into this new DC extended universe, and things have not been working out well for them when it comes to financial and critical success. But the character who stands at the forefront is Superman, the flagship character, the Man of Steel, which is also the movie that kicked off this new and extended universe. Man of Steel is the first of 3 DC extended universe films that were absolutely polarizing, which saw hardcore and dedicated fans making up any and every excuse for the poor execution. But let's continue to talk about Superman and why he hasn't worked so far. Number 1 is the Kents. Between Martha and Jonathan, they have taught him not to care about people immediately suffering and around him, which is very uncharacteristic to Superman. Hell, even Jonathan foolishly gave his life to save their dog just to keep Clark's identity hidden. The same Clark Kent who just told him moments ago he wanted to do something with his abilities and become a hero. It was as if the writers clearly read Superman is a Boy Scout and altruistic, but to create drama, they made the Kents anti-heroic. I was absolutely floored to hear Jonathan say perhaps the kids in the school bus should have been left to die. But let's not forget Martha's lofty dialogue to him in Batman vs. Superman that reassures him that he doesn't owe this world a damn thing and how he's too good for this planet. That gets even more complicated with Jonathan kept telling him, like Jor-El says as well, you are meant for great things. But I may be the only one here who notices that Mr. Kent's death and Clark's upbringing played a major part in the way Superman portrays himself as a hero in these movies. He seems so hell-bent on saving those dear to him, unlike what he failed to do by not saving his father. He seems to care little about humans unless you're Martha or Lois. But let's also get to the brooding. While I do agree to the fact that Superman doesn't have to be smiles, sugar, and spice all the time, especially in the cinematic version, but he was completely out of character. And it wasn't just because he was selfish. It was the fact that Henry Cavill as an actor lacks any emotional range, and combine that with the way Zack Snyder lacks any skill to direct any serious acting that actually hits emotional markers, like he likes to say, markers. I actually own the Immortals, and Henry Cavill had a bit more emotion, a bit more range. I'm not saying he's the greatest actor at all, but he's just not working for as Superman because of the direction of Zack Snyder. And all 3 of the movies that Superman are going to be prominent in, which counts as Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and the upcoming Justice League, are all being directed by Zack Snyder. So that leaves me very, very, very concerned, because this is Superman, people. This is the direction that they're going to continue to drive Superman in, unless shit changes in the Justice League, unless Zack Snyder is stopped and pulled to the side and like, look, we love you, Zack Snyder, we love your visual style, we love your action, but we have to help you out with the direction of these heroes and giving them emotional range, because you just seem not to be keen on any of it, or you just don't give a shit, Zach. This is Jeff Johns talking to you, and we need our characters to be likable to our fans, a wide range of them, because yes, we have dedicated fans who are going to support these characters no matter what, but we need to appeal to a wide range of moviegoers, and you're just not working because it's just not these characters. Our fans are not stupid. Yes, there's some fans who care less about the comic book origins than there are the fans who do. But you have to do something about this, man. You really have to do something about this, Zach. And effective immediately, we'd like to continue working with you, but we have to intervene. And if you don't like that, get the fuck out. Hey, don't knock me for having a vivid imagination and wishing for things to be much better. But back to the topic at hand about Superman. Now, in the past, there have been 2 actors who have played the character closer than what we see here. Not completely like the comic book version, but much closer. Did anyone else notice during Dawn of Justice how burdened Superman looked when he was saving people? It's like he lacked absolutely any compassion, and it seemed like he did it because he was having an existential crisis and people didn't like him enough, and he was just doing it to prove a point. And it's not until he is about to die that he even smiles as Superman. And let's get into the third reason. His affinity for collateral damage and the mythic deaths, like Zack Snyder likes to call them. I'm going to emphasize 2 scenes in the movie, and the first is going to be the Battle of Smallville, where Superman attacks Zod and drops him from the heart of the farm into the city area of Smallville. And that made absolutely no sense to me. Why would you destroy your own hometown when you could have battled him in that gigantic fucking cornfield that you was punching him through? Sits very badly with me, and I don't know if anybody else feels like I do, but it was very spastic. It was just an excuse to have a blown out action scene and cause a lot of collateral damage. Now, I'm not saying we don't need the action scene, but it could have been a more focused event, whereas Zod has to fight Superman one-on-one. Superman gets the better of him, and then you see Namek and Fior come and they fight, and then it begins a struggle of him trying to keep the battle from going into the heart of Smallville. But no, he pushes it right into the heart of Smallville, destroying countless surroundings, properties, people getting hurt. And then the military, they not doing any better either. They just trying to wipe out everything. And by this time, you like, fuck it, Superman don't care. The military is just laying waste to everybody that's not human. So it's a big, gigantic war zone going on in the middle of Smallville, where he could have tried his best or pretended to give a shit and keep on the outskirts of Smallville as much as possible, out in the farm area. Something like that, where people don't get hurt. So you telling me that crops are more important than buildings that people live in, businesses that people go to on the daily? This is a lot of the problems. I don't know what Zack Snyder is going for with his vision, and I don't believe there's even an inkling, a smallest inkling of people who's on board with this depiction of Superman. And I know it was the first 2 movies where he was just a reckless asshole to a certain degree. Well, it was the first movie, Man of Steel. In the second movie, he just became Captain Hypocrite. No one else can destroy shit but him, and that's why he was riding Batman's coattails about being the vigilante who took matters into his own hands, when in fact this motherfucker starts out the movie and he pushes a guy through like 5 wars and he's dead. Just because they don't say he's dead, you let someone as super strong as Superman push you through that many walls, you're not going to be alive to tell about it. That's why you never heard from that terrorist ever again. He's dead, people. Superman just murdered someone to save Lois Lane. And let's add that to the tally of the thousands of people he inadvertently killed during Man of Steel. So this is definitely not a Superman that is going to succeed. And Lord willing, this changes and he comes back from the dead and Justice League, and he's a lot more upbeat, and he's a bit closer to the Superman that we know and love. He don't have to be an exact clone, but he don't have to be this farly removed from what we have grown up and acknowledged and accepted as being our Superman. Yes, there's gonna still be a bunch of people out there that's gonna be like, oh, well, I'm tired of Boy Scout Superman, we need to do that. I think he needs to be this way, he needs to be that way. I'm tired of Boy Scout Superman, and he is about time. I'm like, so you telling me someone with that much power? Let's break it down in realistic standards. You telling me, as a comic book fan, someone with that much power and that much disregard for human life, you would cheer him on as a hero? Are you fucking kidding me, people?